Listen
This is about to blow your mind. An alliance of all the powers on Earth, open and hidden, decided that the individual freedoms could no longer be tolerated in the interest of the preservation of the human race. They believed the common man could not be trusted. Studies were done to determine a method to arrest the population explosion before the point of no return would be reached. It was determined that an immediate attack on the problem would involve 2 points of intervention. The first was to lower the birth rate. The second was to increase the death rate. To lower the birth rate, several programs were put into motion. The first was the development of positive birth control methods using mechanical diaphragm and condom, chemical, foam and birth control pills, and medical, sterilization, abortion, and hysterectomy procedures. These were developed and implemented. The women's liberation movement was started with a demand for free abortions, using quote-unquote pro-choice as its rallying cry. Homosexuality was encouraged, and gay liberation was born. Homosexuals do not have children. Zero population growth became a hot subject at cocktail parties. Individual freedom, the heat of the moment, religion, and the old blue laws sabotaged these efforts. And while zero population growth became a reality in some areas, population increased rapidly in others. Pay attention. The only alternative left to the world's ruling elite was to increase the death rate. This was a difficult thing to do, as no one wanted to pick people out of a crowd and line them up for execution. Neither did they relish the possible consequences of an enraged public upon discovering that they were being systematically murdered. Of course, a very short but very deadly war using nuclear weapons upon select population concentrations was contemplated, and to tell you the truth, was not ruled out. The fact that such a population control was even contemplated confirmed the worst fears of those who participated in the 1957 study. War was put on a back burner to simmer, but may become a reality. In the meantime, something else had to be done that would absolve the decision makers of guilt and place the blame on those who did not lead clean lives, something that could be blamed upon Mother Nature. What was needed was the bubonic plague, or some other horrible natural disease. The answer came from Rome. The recommendation was to develop a microbe that would attack the autoimmune system, and thus render the development of a vaccine impossible. The orders were given to develop the microbe, and to develop a prophylactic, and a cure. So they develop a problem, then offer a solution. And you think it's safe to take it? The microbe would be used against the general population and would be introduced by vaccine. The prophylactic was used by the ruling elite. The cure will be administered to the survivors when it's decided that enough people have died. The cure will be announced as newly developed when, in fact, it has existed